Hi, I'm Dr. Payne, and I'm going to be reading Never Had a Friend for National Make a Friend Day. This book is written by Dr. Micah E. Johnson, that's the author, and it's illustrated by Cassandra or Cassie Urbenz. I never had friends. We moved all the time to new places, new schools, and new city signs. I fear deep inside that I may never find best friends of my own and I'll be left behind. No friends to run, to jump, to climb, no friends to laugh at my bad punchlines. No friends to dine or unwind in sunshine. No friends to write our own storylines. But deep in my mind, I knew I would find best friends of my own, the very best kind. While I wondered, would I one day have a wonderful friend? I heard a rhythm in the kitchen and I listened in. It was a teapot whistling in the wind. The whistle made me wiggle, giggle, and grin. I swayed, I swung, I spun, and then I tipped over the teapot and it burned my skin. I will never play in the kitchen ever again. Burnt arm and all alone, but still I felt strong. Stronger than strong, but when father came home, something was wrong. Our home, the homeliest home, was only alone, and we no longer belonged. We could not stay long. We were to be gone to a new place where I was unknown. We packed our bags and moved along. Goodbye to my bed, goodbye to my sheets. We slept on the sofa, we slept in love seats. We sleep in the car, counting sheep in a jeep. We slept on the floor, we slept in the streets. We slept on the park, bleachers for weeks. We slept in the freeze, we slept in the heat. My pillow was cold and hard as concrete. All places we slept, it was so hard to sleep until we found a shelter for families with no place to sleep. My new school was worse. The kids laughed at my skin and the tear in my shirt. My feelings were hurt. I felt like dirt. The dirtiest dirt never felt worse. I needed help to feel better, so I went to the nurse. Miss Nurse, they call me names, and my skin is to blame. I am burnt and stained. She said, don't feel ashamed. Your skin is beautiful, and my skin is the same. She explained, her grandmother's grandmother trained her family to smile, even in pain. I think I will do the same. I was the new kid in school, and kids can be cruel, but I was saved by a jewel who kept me safe from bullies and bulls, the brightest of the bright and the coolest of cool. Deshaun was the coolest in the pool of the coolest in school. He said to me, dude, don't focus on fools. You are kind, you are smart, and you have the tools. You'll be the friend who'll help me rule. Our teacher was smart, the smartest of smart. He taught us poetry, performance, and also pie charts. He taught us to use pain as a spark, to create, to imagine, to grow, and to restart. The good and the bad, the light and the dark, everything we see sharpens our art. The tragedies and triumphs, it all plays a part. He said, never fear. If someday we depart, our friendship lives forever inside your heart. Deshaun introduced me to Pencil Pete. He was honest and sweet. At lunchtime, he saved me a seat and gave me half his food to eat. But they call him bad and called him a thief. They gave him more tricks than treats. But if he lived on a good street, they would call him a priest. It made him sad. He could not find peace. They were afraid of his face. They even called the police. But when we were together, we never felt grief. Deshaun introduced me to Sarah Bubbles, the only girl in our huddle. She cuddled a duffel bag of puzzles and shuffled through books without a struggle. Her father had a bundle of money that was quadruple double our richest uncle's, but she was humble and played with us in the puddles. She was our muscle and stood up to teachers to save Pete from trouble. We were the phenomenal four, best buddies in a bubble. My new life was lonely with my three best buddies. My new life was lovely with my three best buddies. We followed each other like four little duckies. We rehearsed our play. We helped each other study. We walked on together like four little puppies. Even in heat when our shoes were sunny, even in rain when our shoes were muddy, even in snow when our shoes were slushies, even if dusty, yucky, and mucky, if we were together, we always felt lucky. My friends made me glow, glorious glows. I never had a friend like those. But one day I felt low, the lowest of lows. With holes in my clothes and open shoe soles, I live in the place where the homeless goes. Deshaun and Pete will not want to be bros. I will lose my best friends. I will fall on my nose. One day I decided it is time, alas, to tell my friends the scariest secret I ever had. I showed them the homeless shelter where I lived with Dad. I said, I live right here and it makes me sad. I have holes in my shirt, but that is all I have. Sorry, I did not tell you. Please don't be mad. Deshaun said, I am so sorry that you live in a place like this, but I will never disrespect you or our friendship. Friends never tease, and friends never quit. Friends will be friends if you are poor or rich. Friends don't dismiss. Friends come for defense. I wish you had a home. I wish you lived in bliss. But we're in a gritty city where kids get kicked, not kissed. Just use your gifts to tell our story someday, and maybe it will all make sense. Later that day, in the nighttime, my three friends all combined and secretly designed a plan to be my lifeline. They ripped holes in their clothes to look just like mine. Deshaun, Pete, Sarah, and me all aligned with holes in our clothes, a friendship gold mine. That day was the very first time I wore my tore clothes and I felt just fine. Aha, epiphany! I had a breakthrough. The best friend I ever had coming to my rescue. And now I knew how to be a best friend too. Best friends are genuine, honest, and true. Best friends are consistent, dependable, and loyal like glue. Best friends are by your side with tissue when you feel blue. Best friends make sure you do the right things too. Best friends are strong, helping you to push through the icy, muddy slush that seeps through holes in your shoes. Best friends are trustworthy and keep pinky promises too. Best friends do not change whether your clothes are old or brand new. Best friends don't make excuses. That's not what they do. Best friends always pursue and value your point of view. The four of us in chorus were glorious, the story of us, from phobias to euphoria. Enjoying the joy in us, we were victorious, exploring with warriors of joyfulness, rejoicing, for no one enjoyed more joy than us. Better than besties, the friendliest friendlies, the very best friends, and the very best friendsies. At the school assembly, our performance was trendy. No face was frowning and no seat was empty. Laughter was plenty, and all the attendees poked holes in their clothes to join in our frenzy. We were perfectly in sync, perfect, plain and simply. We created a ripple, the large and the little, the strong and the brittle, the pears and the pickles. We were totally tickled and gathered in giggles. We laughed all day, and every day after, the weather forecaster predicted more laughter. No matter what happened, the laughter came faster. We sung through sorrow and danced through disaster. The world was our stage, and we were the ringmasters. No tough time could test me. No sadness could stress me, because my best friends would bless me. Bester than the best, the very best of besties. Friends who befriend, friends who defend, friends pinned together in a blend of colors, sizes, and origins. Friends who attend, friends who comprehend, friends to depend on in losses and wins, through thick or thin, friends to the end. Grateful, faithful, unbreakable, gainful, stable, unshakable, graceful, able, unmistakable, gayful, playful, inescapable. My life has immensely improved. I still had torn shirts and torn shoes, but now I cruised through the homeless shelter in a groove with a smile and awesome cool mood and nothing to prove. My father was waiting. He was not amused. He said, I have bad news. We have to move. Confused, without a clue, I disapproved. I used every tool I could use, but my father was unenthused. He wanted to move. I cried for my friends and the frenzies we would lose. I felt the bluest of blues. I felt bruised and misused. My heart broke. I choked on every word that he spoke. We were moving in an hour, and I did not have a vote. We were leaving behind all we could not tote. No time to say goodbye, no time to leave a note. Hope floated away with a hole in its boat. My cheeks were soaked. There were spider webs in my throat. My stomach was loaded with sour artichokes and egg yolks. My lungs were in the snow without a coat. All I heard was crows' coos and lonely frog croaks. The whole world was laughing, and I was the joke. We were moving again. The frenzy must end. My tummy tumbled in a tailspin. The wind at my window sounded like weeping violins. But suddenly, my grimace turned into a grin when I heard the voice of Mr. Miranda from deep within say to me again, "A friendship never ends. You will live in my heart forever, together, my friends." That was Never Had a Friend, written by Dr. Micah E. Johnson. Dr. Micah Johnson is the author of the book, and he wrote something at the end to everyone who truly understands the meaning of friendship and young children who have to move frequently from their friends. And this is what he writes. I am Dr. Micah E. Johnson. I am a researcher, speaker, teacher, and feeder of future leaders. I am a blend of Mother Goose, Dr. Seuss, and the Roots. I study why bad things happen to kids, the places they live, the things that they did, and the ways they forgive. I speak and teach to anyone in my reach on children's health, community, unity, and sustainable peace. I dream of safety for children everywhere. But some kids have no home and no health care. It is so unfair. But I know that you care and are willing to share what you have to help us get there. Let's clean up this world. I will start by shampooing my hair. My dream is to clean up the bad, the sad, and the trash. I would give everything I have to help heal the wounds of the past. Fast as the flash, I would do it in a dash. However, these dreams cost a ton of cash. I hate to ask, but please support us on social media and send us a few dollars from your stash. It's Dr. Micah Johnson at gmail.com. Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for writing such a wonderful book on how to be friends.